Hello, it is 3:21 of 25, and I am here with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I changed my diet to a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet back in April of 2024. So I went to the gym this morning and I just did zone 2 cardio for about 45 minutes. It is currently 11 o'clock and I'm ready for my first meal. So last night I made myself some vanilla oats, which actually doesn't contain any oats in it. I will leave the recipe in the link below, but it's got chia seeds, hemp seeds, coconut, some milk, and then I added keto chow protein powder to bump up the protein and to give it flavor. So this is actually like a maple waffle flavor. And then I also have my coffee, which today I only made with a half cup of Fairlife whole milk. I've noticed that my carb count is kind of creeping up on me, so this is just kind of a way to minimize it a little bit. I think I still will probably get over 40 today, which isn't terrible. I just kind of want to make sure that I'm not overdoing it is I guess what I want to say. Okay, but to this, I want to try, I've got some collagen peptides, um, which is just like good for like your skin and your hair and stuff like that. And so I want to try it. It says to add 4 tablespoons to 8 ounces of water. I have 4 ounces of milk plus my 2 shots of espresso. So I'm probably pretty close to that, but I don't want to overpower it, especially if I don't really care for it. So I'm just going to start with like 2 tablespoons of this powder and I'll get it mixed in and we'll see how well it mixes. It says for best results to use like a shaker bottle or a blender, but I want to see how well it'll blend just in and of itself. So it blends okay. It does have some like clumps I can see on the top, but not a ton, and it wasn't like really difficult to blend in. So the other ingredients in this one are cocoa, natural flavors, sea salt, and stevia sweetener. So I have a feeling it's going to be pretty chocolatey. It smells really chocolatey, which I'm really particular about my chocolate. I do tend to like it in my coffee. Like I like those things together. Um, I don't know. We'll see. It's okay. It's not bad. Um, I think actually I can drink this. It doesn't like I kind of want a little more sweetener because of the chocolate, but I also don't want more sweetener, which doesn't make any sense, I know. But it just feels like it's not quite right to have more sweetener in it, even though I feel like it should taste sweeter. But it feels like if I added sweetness, then it wouldn't be right. So I think this will be okay. I'm not sure that I could add a full 4 tablespoons to my coffee, and I doubt that I would like it on its own, like just mixed with water. I'll probably try it just because I do like to try things, but I think it can be okay to get some more collagen in, especially because I go through long phases where I'm not eating like really fatty meat, or like the skin of meat. Like I'll eat a lot of chicken breast and like maybe like 93% lean ground beef. I just don't always eat very much collagen. So I was just kind of looking for a way to get a little more in. And I think that this is doable. I'm not sure that it's something I would do every day, although I do also have their unflavored version. So maybe I'll try this one tomorrow. It is 4:30 and I am ready for my second meal of the day. So I have some bacon here that I cooked up just I like to have bacon cooked up in my refrigerator, so I cooked it up. I'm going to have about 4 pieces of this. Well, probably not about. I'm going to have 4 pieces of it. And then I have 2 pork loin chops that I had sous vide a week or so ago. Seasoned them with just some salt and pepper, put them in my freezer. I de-thawed them or thawed them, actually, that's how you say it. I thawed them And then I put a little bit of this Kinder's No Sugar barbecue sauce, which I actually really, really enjoy. Put that on, and then I just warmed it up in my air fryer. The only ingredient in here that I don't like is the caramel color. So it's pretty clean. And then I have my 3/4 cup of, it's actually half Choi Bani Greek yogurt and half skyr because I used up the rest of a package. So, and then I have a half cup of sauteed blackberries. And then finally, which these are taking a minute to get done, but I've got some green beans that I am cooking up just in a little bit of broth and butter, seasoned with some salt and pepper. And then I will have a good serving of these, probably a full cup, I would say, that I will have. And that should be everything. So I do need to get some more electrolytes in, so I'll drink a Body Armor Flash IV. I had intended on having quite a bit of salt today, but it didn't work out yet again. So I'll have another Body Armor Flash IV, and I'll probably have a sparkling ice water too with my meal. So let's take a look at how my day turned out. I have decided to do a little bit of meal prep tonight. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is blueberry lemon muffins. I have made these before. I've actually made them a couple of times, and I'm trying to perfect the recipe. I think this newest version will kind of get it exactly right. So the original muffins were very good, but they just kind of fell apart really, really easily. So then I added in some extra coconut flour, which really helped to kind of solidify them a little bit better. They had a really good texture, but then the flavor was a little bit off. So I think now I've got it right. All right, so I'm going to start with 1.5 cups of almond flour. So this should make 7 or 8, I'm not sure, muffins. So I've got my half cup measuring cup, and I'm going to measure it out 3 times. And then I need a 1/4 cup of my sweetener, so I'm using an allulose monk fruit blend. This is more sweetener than the original recipe called for. The original recipe called for 3 tablespoons, and I'm adding a fourth, so 4 tablespoons equals a 1/4 cup. And then I am also adding a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. And the original recipe calls for 3 tablespoons. So this is how I'm kind of getting the texture that I'm looking for, is by adding an additional tablespoon of coconut flour. I need a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. And a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then I need a tablespoon of baking powder. And a teaspoon of salt. So this is also a change, sort of. The original recipe says salt to taste. So I don't really even know what that means. Like, how can I figure that out before I have actually tasted it? So I think I used, I'm pretty sure, a half teaspoon in the original, when I first made them. But this time I'm adding a full teaspoon to kind of, like I said, bump up that flavor, because that was kind of what had gone wrong when I bumped up the coconut flour to get the right texture. Okay, and then I need a cup of frozen blueberries. Okay, and then I'm gonna get this stirred together and just set it off to the side. This will help, like taking the step of putting the blueberries in with the dry ingredients, helps the blueberries not to settle to the bottom of your muffin tin. Okay, so now we're ready to get our liquid ingredients together. We need a 1/4 cup of avocado oil, or you could use melted butter, but like the recipe seems to prefer avocado oil. Like that's the first choice that I have. So that's why I'm going to use avocado oil. And it was good in the recipe. And then I need a half cup of whole milk. Specifically, the recipe says to use whole milk. I need a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. So I'm just going to use my quarter teaspoon twice. And I need the zest of 2 lemons. The recipe says 1 tablespoon of zest, which I have found to be about 2 lemons. So that's just what I'm going to get in here. And then this is an addition that I made to the recipe to, again, add more flavor. I am going to add the juice from 1 of my lemons. And then I need 1 egg. And I'll just get this all mixed together. Get my egg broken down. Okay, and then I'm going to add that to my dry mixture and get that all blended together. We don't want to overmix this, so I'm just trying to make sure that all of the ingredients are blended in. I don't want any piles of, like dry ingredients. So this looks good. We definitely don't want to overblend it. Okay. And then I've got my muffin tin here with my little Dora the Explorer muffin liners. And I'm just going to fill these up. Now they don't really like poof up, so you can fill them, kind of all the way up to the top. Okay, I'm going to get these into my 375-degree oven. While my muffins are baking, I'm going to go ahead and make up a batch of my oatmeal to have next week's. I'm actually making it for my husband. He wants to have it for breakfast. So it's a super easy recipe. I just need 1 cup of milk. And a tablespoon of whatever sweetener you want. I'm using a monk fruit allulose blend. A half teaspoon of vanilla extract. Three tablespoons of my chia seeds. And then 3 teaspoons of my hemp seeds. Which we are going through these really fast. I'm going to have to get some more. I just bought this package. But my daughter's really been enjoying making oatmeal. Okay, and then a 1/4 cup of my unsweetened coconut flakes. All right, so this and a pinch of salt is everything that makes up the original recipe. Then I have my additions. So I'm gonna start with my keto chow. And the reason I don't add salt is just because I'm getting quite a bit of flavor from here, so I don't need it. So this is my keto chow packet. It's apple pie flavor, so that I get like an apple cinnamon oatmeal. Now this will be fairly thin as is. If I were actually gonna make this to have like for myself, like you're supposed to make it and then just eat it right away. I would actually use less milk just because it is a bit thin. But once I add in this keto chow really like it absorbs a lot of liquid. So there's that, and then my other addition is my organic oat fiber. I just add a tablespoon because it kind of adds like a bit of oat flavor since it's supposed to be oatmeal, right? So it adds a bit of oat flavor and it adds fiber. It's pure fiber. Okay, and then I just mix this together and I will get it into my refrigerator, and then he can heat it up whenever he's ready to have his oatmeal. All right, so I've got it mixed together and you can see just how thick it gets. The chia seeds really haven't had time to kind of absorb or anything, so this is all just thickened through the keto chow. All right, I've got my muffins out of the oven. They seem to be a little overdone, I think. Like the top is just pretty dark brown, but like I'm just not sure. I'm not sure about them having baked all the way through. I did let them bake for the full 25 minutes that the recipe calls for. So I'm going to get these out. I'm just going to put them onto my cooling rack, and I'll be back when I try them.
All right, so I'm doing this from my car because I have a busy day of running my kids around. So I am going to go ahead and try my lemon blueberry muffin now. Um, it seems like it's still kind of falling apart a little bit, but it's not as much as like the original recipe. So I think that coconut flour did help. But it is kind of falling apart, if you can see. Now it might also be because I pulled them out of the pan too soon. But let's give it a try and see what it tastes like. It's okay. I think I like the original recipe better. Like, I just don't think I'm quite getting the flavors right. But it's okay. I might have to just go back to the original recipe and just deal with it kind of falling apart more. Because the flavor was definitely better in that original recipe. Or find a different way to kind of enhance the texture of it a little bit. Like, I don't know, maybe some protein powder instead of coconut flour. Like, maybe that won't affect the taste as much. I'm not sure, but it's good. I'll eat it.
I ended up with about 1,600 calories. My protein is 174. My net carbs are 35. My fat is 76, and my sodium is about 3,800. Again, I will just drink salt as needed as the rest of the evening goes on. So I had a pretty good day today. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.